First of all, what does it mean to you to have this job, and what do you envision the job being? And I understand it's just so it's probably going to evolve as it goes.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this isn't just a job. I have history here. My dad pitched here throughout the 80s. I grew up as a kid across the street at the old Comiskey Park. Jerry was still the owner, and a lot of the people I already have pre-existing relationships with. So it's a front office and a staff that I'm comfortable with, that I have trust in, and they have trust in me, and just looking forward to getting to work.
How hard was it for you to leave San Francisco, where I know you were really impactful and comfortable?
It was very tough, and I didn't take it lightly. Geographically, there was no better place. My wife's from the Bay Area. I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona, where spring training is. You rarely get a synergy like that in the world of baseball. It's a lot of travel, a lot of time away from family, away from home. And I truly love the staff and everyone that worked there. But this is an opportunity to be a little more empowered and have a little bit bigger impact on the club and the direction, and really just getting involved in every department in every area. And this is a special franchise, and I'd love to see it be very successful in the near term.
Can you talk about how the director of pitching for teams, in your opinion, has evolved to the point of being one of the premier jobs in baseball? It's right up there with general manager in a lot of people's minds.
Yeah, I mean, when I signed with the Red Sox back in 2014, they didn't even know what to call me. I was kind of pitching them the concept of a director of pitching. At the time, they called me a scout and an analyst, and it evolved over the next couple of years to turn into a director of pitching, VP of pitching. But really, it's working in between departments and getting everybody to pull on the rope at the same time, and leveraging all the resources and the data and the analytics, but ultimately not losing sight of the main thing, which is making your pitchers better, understanding what makes each pitcher at his best, and leveraging all your resources to make that happen.
You mentioned that family connection, but just what does this franchise mean to your family?
It means a lot. If you go to my house, where my parents are, most of the photos in our house are at the old Comiskey Park. So I grew up, playing in the kids' game with the Ozzie Guillens and the Harold Baines and the Greg Walkers of the world, and those guys are very close to me. We lived, next to Luzinski, and Ron Kittle's special to me. There's just a lot of players throughout that time period that I consider friends and almost family. And so just to have this logo on me again and really build something special for this franchise with people that I care about a lot is very special.
Your dad was probably part of the best second half of maybe any rotation ever, but certainly I think they were 42-6 or something like that. Combined him, Lamar Hoyt, Richard Dodson in '83.
Yeah, I mean, he led the AL in strikeouts in '82. Came in and won 16 games, part of that winning ugly team in '83. It was pretty special, and I know for him that was probably the most special year of his career, and just going through that experience, and then all his years here, culminating in '87. So he got to win 16 games twice, and just really pitched alongside special people, the Tom Seavers, and there were a lot of special pitchers throughout that generation.
What sort of ideas or vision do you show up here with, to trying to get this pitching staff to where you think it should be?
I think one of the things I've been known for, and I believe in strongly, is there's a lot of ways to get hitters out, and what we have to identify is what each pitcher's strengths and weaknesses are. Some pitchers are power fastball guys, some are sinker ballers, some throw split fingers, some are spin guys, and it's really empowering each department within the organization to know how to take advantage of those characteristics, how to train them on the strength and conditioning side, how to refine it on the analytics side, how to educate them on the player development side, and just really get every single coach throughout the organization really up to speed on all the concepts, and where they feel like they can coach and the analytics almost fall into the background and it becomes just a one-on-one relationship again. I think that's when you're firing on all cylinders.
Avoiding injuries has been a big component of trying to put teams together. How much did you get involved with that with the Giants, as far as your pitchers, being able to pitch to their body types, to what the, all the different numbers tell you should be, and how essential is that to be able to project for your front office?
I think we've learned a lot. I've been doing this for 10 years now at the major league level, and there's different movement patterns that definitely have more injury risk. There's different arm slots that have more injury risk. So part of that goes into the amateur discussion at the scouting level, along with the ongoing maintenance discussions up here and throughout PD. But ultimately, I'm a strong believer that it doesn't matter if you're keeping pitchers healthy if you're not winning ball games. You have to push the performance side. You want to be in the postseason. You want to give the city that. You want to give the owner that. You want to give the fans that. And we need to win ball games. And we're going to try and keep them as healthy as possible. But it's not going to come at the expense of performance and wins.
There's so many layers to pitching. Do you have any philosophy that kind of stands out? What makes a good pitcher? And there's a lot to it. But any basic precept?
No, it's a great question. I think when I got to Boston, when I got to San Francisco, I talk about, you have ingredients in the organization when you get there. It's the drafts that have occurred in previous years. It's the players that are in the system. It's the expertise of the staff and what they're comfortable teaching. But ultimately, you're looking to bake the best cakes possible. You got to take the ingredients you have and bake the best cakes. And in Boston, that was a lot of power pitching. It was a lot of spin. In San Francisco, what we had was a lot of sinker ballers, and we leveraged that concept. And we had the lowest walk rate in baseball this year, the highest ground ball rate. You do what you can with the ingredients you have available, as well as setting sights on the future in the long term of going out and finding the best available arms and then taking them to the highest ceiling possible.
You'll be doing major league and minor league, working across the board?
Yeah, it's an advisory role. It's not a pure coach like I was in Boston, San Francisco. I have history with Ethan Katz. I worked alongside him in San Francisco. Many of the people I've already worked alongside. Andy Barquette, the minor league hitting coordinator, won a World Series with me with Boston. So throughout the organization, there's relationships that I'm looking to dive in there and make players better right away. And we're already scheduling a lot of things to really just empower people throughout the org to go out there and find the best talent available and really just start putting together a team that is going to be athletic, going to win ball games, and the players know what their strengths are and they're going to go out and play to the best of their ability.
Josh was kind of speaking about that yesterday, that you guys at this point have come together and put a lot of ideas out there. Have you seen good ideas moving forward in just the short term that you guys have all been together?
Yeah, I think the best thing you can do when you come in a new org is listen and ask good questions and let the people who have been here tell you what their needs are and where we can improve, and then as leadership go in there and make that happen, along with bringing your experience to the table and combining it. And that's how we can put the best team on the field and really make adjustments faster and have systems and processes in place behind the scenes to really help the players, because ultimately talent wins on the field.
Can you talked about being able to teach pitchers to their strengths and what they are, but can you teach to getting people out with current offensive philosophies? Is that a part of something that you can do?
Yeah, I think on the pitching side, we say we're always the one that sets the table and the hitters have to eat off our table. And it goes through trends. When I got to Boston in 14 and 15, we started leveraging high fastballs, more spin. Hitters didn't have a solution for it because pitchers had mainly been pitching at the bottom of the zone with their fastball. They had to come up with a swing to handle the high fastball. And then we were able to then flip that in San Francisco and start sinking the ball again and leverage some of the newer physics concepts to really make the ball sink, and then hitters had to come up with a swing for that. So we're always setting the trends, the hitters have to react, so we always have the advantage of being the first mover.
I've seen tape of some of the guys that are here, Michael Kovac's up and down, rough year. Do you see ways to kind of help them get back to who you think he can be?
Yeah, part of being around the game a long time, I had Michael in Boston. He was part of the sale trade. I'm a big believer in him. We've already had some initial discussions, and my sweet spot has always been helping pitchers that are either coming off a down year or have lost their identity a little bit, and really getting in there and building trust with them and helping them identify what makes them a productive major league pitcher, and just walking alongside them in that process.
Do you see any things that are fixable, correctable there for him?
For sure. I know he just had the knee issue, but going forward, there are things we did in Boston that I'm looking to also do here, and I think we can give him what he needs to take his game to another level like he was a couple years ago.
How much will you be involved in hiring people in your departments?
I think you leverage your networks. It's a group discussion. Ultimately, Chris Getz has the final say on everything, but we're all going to talk. We want to find the best staff available, because just like a good catcher makes a whole pitching staff better, one good staff member, you can scale his talents throughout the org. And so we want to find people that have big impacts, that are collaborators, growth mindset, really iterate and are creative in their process and are willing to adapt as the game adapts at this level. And so just bring people in that are going to be game changers to complement the talented people we already have here.
You worked with Ethan. What is that relationship like?
Ethan and I went out to dinner last night. Ethan's tremendous. Very high aptitude. The pitchers have tremendous respect for him. There's things he's really, really good at, and there's things that I feel like I can complement him really well at. And I think those types of relationships are always the best, where we complement each other, we enjoy each other's company, we can have honest, deep discussions about a variety of topics without any pride or ego in the way. Really, ultimately, just to get the most out of the pitchers. And the pitchers sense that and feel that.
You mentioned previous relationship with Chris. What was that like? And also, what do you kind of think of his vision for this team moving forward?
Yeah, I think he's excited, and I'm excited to work with him. We were in Kansas City together a long time ago now, 13 years ago. But ultimately, he knows how special this franchise is, and we want to put a winning product on the field, and we want to do it in a way that's sustainable and long term. And there's going to be tough choices, tough decisions that he's going to have to make, but we're going to put a lot of thought into it and bring all of our collective talent and experience to the table. And I'm a huge believer in his, and that's a big part of why I want to be here.
Thank you.